Hi, welcome to this video. Getting ready to play a rapid game on chess.com. Switch it up, play something a little bit longer than the normal blitz or bullet or blutzit, whatever you want to call it, that I normally play. Okay, playing against Mustafaasllani, who I believe is from France. Yeah, France. Significantly outrated, or underrated, my opponent should be, compared to me. But we'll see. Sometimes that can still be a dangerous opponent. So we have a mainline Scandinavian here. Black liquidates in the center, so white no longer has a space advantage in the center. But in compensation, white gets some tempo to develop. Right? I get to play knight c3. He has to move the queen. I can now establish something in the center. Funny line is actually after queen a5, you can play b4. I mean, you can play anything, but it's somewhat playable, I guess. It's an interesting gambit. So, what can my opponent be thinking about here? d4 should not be a surprising move. Okay, this is interesting. Controlling e4, I guess. I see no reason. Yeah, actually here, if I played knight f3 earlier, I might have had to worry about bishop g4 pinning the knight. Here I could play knight f3, and if he wants to pin the knight, that's going to cost him a tempo. So I could have also played bishop c4, but I figured I'll lead with the knight. I don't think I'm going to put that knight on e2, so I might as well lead with the knight in this case. And now I'm going to play bishop c4. Not really sure. I guess h6 was designed to provide a spot for his bishop to retreat to, but doesn't really seem necessary. It seems that black is playing this rather slowly. Very slowly, in fact. I'm going to castle. There is, I think, a quote by Capablanca that you should not castle unless you have nothing better to do. It's actually surprisingly good advice in a lot of positions I've found. If, for example, I could have developed a piece or tried to put pressure on my opponent somehow, but I castled. But, okay, I mean, it's not the worst move in the world. Let's try and make it actually somewhat useful and play rook e1. So I could think about rook e1, queen e2, bishop somewhere, rook a to d1. Right now, am I threatening d5? d5, knight takes, no more takes. In fact, I probably could have gotten away with d5 right away. If I had just played d5, knight takes, queen takes is not possible. Pawn takes, yeah. Well, d5 just would have liquidated everything in the center. Now there's a threat to actually do something and do some damage. Now d5, pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes. Now I'm going to liquidate the c pawn for the d5, the d4 pawn. So I could do this. I also could play more restrained. Play bishop f4, for example, or bishop e3, or queen e2. On that, my opponent will probably try and develop their dark squared bishop and castle. Bishop e7, bishop b4, something like that. Somehow get the feeling that they would play bishop b4, but I think actually bishop b7 would be better. But I think here I should strike with d5. So let's think about this a little bit. If I play d5, right, I'm trying to open up the position when I'm ahead in development, so on principle it should make sense. They can take with the pawn, I'll take with the knight. They take with the knight, take with the bishop. They can't take back because they're pinned. They just play knight c6, and do I have anything special? I might not have anything special in that case. Not sure what my follow-up would be. I'd love to be able to play something like bishop, queen a4, or queen b3 in that case, but I don't think it actually would pan out. But you know what? I think I'm gonna go for this anyway. because I don't see anything else useful to do. Yeah, I'm not sure what other useful moves I have here. The other thing is that they take here. I also have bishop b5 check. Then a knight blocks, probably the b knight blocks. Then I take on d5. So they could take here with the knight, but then I take with the queen. And now I'm hitting b7, and I'm hitting d7, and I'm hitting... so if I could get my queen to d5, that's powerful, because I'm hitting f5 and I'm hitting b7. That should win material. So let's see. If they take with the c-pawn, I'm going to play bishop to b5. If they don't take with the pawn, if they play bishop e7, for example, I think I could take on e6. I'll take back, I take, they take with a... Yeah, I think I just won a pawn in that case. So I'm threatening to win a pawn here. Right? I'm threatening to play... Okay, so they... Never mind. They don't do it. Let's not speak of such things. If it did not happen. Okay, so I'm going to check here. Oh, something I failed to appreciate. That knight here actually seems decent. But now I have knight d4. So I'm threatening to win a pawn here and threatening to win a bishop here. And you can't defend both. So this should win something. Yeah, actually interesting if they play, let's say, bishop h7 to save their bishop. I could actually entertain ideas of taking on e6. As crazy as it would look. I take, let's say, with the knight, take back, take with the rook, and then I'm on c6, and I'm up against the king, and I have queen e2 after that, and that actually could be pretty deadly. It's also probably unnecessary. And I could end up in trouble if I try that. So I think if my opponent retreats their bishop, I'm just going to go with the simpler capture on c6 with my knight. They take back, I take with the bishop, and I'm going to win the rook. Okay, desperado for the bishop. They assumed they were going to lose the bishop, so they're just giving up the pawn for it. The problem is you still have a problem. Okay, you still have a problem on this square. You could play rook c8 and then claim that you have no problem, but then I play queen a4 and I claim that you do. So let's see what happens. I'm just going to make a check to make sure I'm recording here. Apologize if it looks weird for a moment. Okay. So again, same problem. You're not actually breaking the pin. And I can pile up on that further with queen a4. I'm going to follow with something like bishop e3, d2, or f4, rook c1. Bishop to f4 actually looks somewhat interesting. If the queen takes, then I have carnage on c6. So dial C for carnage. Okay. What my opponent do here? Oh, okay. Trying to shore up c6 as much as they can. Well, let's go for bishop f4. F for firefight. I don't know. Firewatch, actually. Very good. Very entertaining video game. Okay, so you take the bishop. I'm taking on c6 twice. Yeah, so you can't take the bishop, can you? But I guess you can do that. That's pretty easy. I don't want to make it easy for them. I wish I could play bishop e5 here, but that doesn't really work. Okay, I'll trade the bishops. Now the question is rook a to c1 or rook a to d1. Am I going to play c for carnage or dial d for damage? D would be nice to line up against the queen. C is nice because then I'm hitting c6. But then they just play the rook over, one of the rooks over. So Not sure how useful that is. I also have the idea of moving the bishop and then jumping into b5. Can't play that right away though. I don't think I have any actual action against d5 here, especially since the king is moved. In fact, I might end up trying to swing for rook e to d1 later, since there's nothing on the e file for me to target anymore. Currently up a minute on the clock, so feeling good about that. Am I down any material? Well, I'm up a piece for 2 pawns. So actually, I could probably liquidate into a winning endgame at this point. Take, they take with a pawn, and take with a queen, take, and then I have some sort of nasty check somewhere if I really want it. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be a pussy and liquidate here. Well, maybe that's a bit of a harsh word. I'm going to be pragmatic. Oh. Is it not in the bathroom? You know, taking here with the queen would liquidate and probably to a winning endgame. But this actually looks really strong. I mean, I'm setting up a discovered check and I win the pawn anyway, so might as well keep the queens on. Wait, what did I just do there? If I took with the queen, you would have taken back, take with the knight, take with the king. Oh, so it ends up being the same thing. Nah, that's kind of disappointing. I thought I had some sort of winning shot. I can take on d5 actually, because then I'm threatening the queen. This is a neat tactic. I'm going to take on d5 to win a pawn. Win another pawn. Let's get greedy. I'm going to take on d5 because I could take and trade and then just play like knight a4 check. But then he plays king b5 perhaps to guard b6. I'm going to play knight to d5. If he takes with the knight, I take here on c6. So I'm threatening to take on c6. If he takes my queen, I have knight b6 check, and I get to a4, up a pawn. I'm not too loud, am I? Alright, sorry if I am. Just let me know. Nice. I have a good position, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's a longer game, so I have 11 minutes and 57 seconds.
Okay.
My opponent has like 3 seconds ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
Starting now. But I'm up. Wait a minute, I'm not even up a pawn, am I? Wasn't I up a piece earlier? What the heck happened? I got distracted, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I still have a better position, but I don't know what happened. Okay, I mean, I still have a great position. I'm going to try and double on the c file, I guess. King f8 to guard f7. I have to watch out for my back rank a little bit, but other than that, it's not that bad. Can I play... Let's play rook to d1. Maybe rook to c1 was better. Oh yeah, that's kind of annoying. Okay. So I could play this. I don't think he's threatening anything with this knight. Oh, I can actually highlight squares in here. So something happened where I lost a piece. What did I do? Can I get rid of these? Oh boy. Uh-oh. Apologize to everyone. This knight on d5 is doing something interesting. So let's see here. I am up a piece. Oh, alright. More important things to worry about. Oh, am I dropping a pawn here? This is not good. Alright, maybe I can trap the knight. Oh, actually, if he takes on a2, I think he's trapped. Knight a2, rook to a1. some rook to b8, and I just take the knight. Yeah, he can't take on a2. That's kind of nice. He plays knight d5 back. I'm just going to b7 or down to b3 probably would even be better. More options. No, b7's fine. I can play knight to c6. c5, sorry. Okay, so he goes the other way with the knight. Strange. Where is he going? d5? Doesn't work. Actually, he's almost trapped here as well. Actually, he is trapped, isn't he? Just about. I have to play rook to d2. I need to make a little luft for the king first. Let me do that. How should I do it? g3, h3. Or f3. Maybe no, f3 gives up that square. I don't want to do that. Alright, let's try this. g3, luft for the king. That way I can do something like rook to d2. Could have done that right away, but don't want to risk anything. Okay, trying to establish a square here. That's smart. But now I can do this. That should do some damage. Or carnage, right? Because it's the C file. I'm not sure what that does, but... Oh, it hits A7. How does he defend A7 properly? Sorry, A6. He doesn't. He's just going to ignore the attack on that square. Can I just take here then? Could also take here, check, move, take here. He takes with the rook, I take here. That also looks good. I'm going to do that. I'm going to eliminate the e5 pawn first. That way I'm the only one with a pawn majority. Okay. It's going to be a tactic. Taking on e5. Yeah, why go for the easy pawn when you can get the more difficult one? Would not have been possible, this tactic, had I not played g3. As it stands, I don't have to worry about rook e1 checkmate. This is a nice setup. The rook is defending the pawn. You know what? I think he actually had knight e2 check there. That would have been probably really good for him. As it is, this is still a little tricky. I have to worry about him winning this. I have to play back here, I think, because any other check he has, and then he's picking up the rook. So I may have gotten myself into a bit of trouble, but I should be able to defend this guy. This should have been an easily winning game. Oh well. Let's see, what does he have? Knight f3 or knight e2 check? I play either king g1, sorry, king g2 or king f1. Threatening to take on a6. My opponent has disconnected. The game will auto-resign in 2 minutes. Okay, let's take advantage of that. Let's make sure I didn't disconnect. My internet is still active, it says. Okay, so here I'm up a piece, and I elected to give a piece up for that pawn, which is not a good decision. Much better would have been a move, let's say, like b4 here. Whoops. Can't analyze it while it's going on, I suppose. So up to here was fine, but b4 should have been good. I'm stopping c5. Any attempts to undermine that pawn, I just play a3. Except for, let's say, Ah, okay, yeah, so this is interesting. I'd play b4. If he plays, let's say, rook over to b8, hb8, I play a3, solidifying the pawn. If he tries to weaken that pawn further with a5, then I push b5. Because now I'm threatening c6, and I open up a square for my knights, potentially. Yeah. So even in that case, then if he pushes c5, then I jump into c6. So that probably would have been the better way to go. Might have e5 in that case, but then I always have knight f5. So it's hard. He can't push my knights away without them jumping even closer to his king. Okay. Let's see. Opponent will lose the game in 3 minutes if they don't reconnect. And they have reconnected. Bummer. Would have been a nice way to win. Okay. So what are you going to do about a6? What happened? Yeah, but then the game would have been over and I could go do something else. Well, perhaps another game of chess. It's my lovely wife patiently waiting as I whittle away the hours. Oh, that's true. Okay. Got your own thing going on. What are you playing? Checkers, not chess? No, just kidding. Uh-oh. Alright, I have to keep my mouth shut. I don't want to wake up my daughter. What happened? Sorry. Okay. I have to play very quietly now, so my daughter doesn't wake up. Okay. I think my opponent would have been better off disconnecting. Alright, I mean, what are they going to do? Probably checking with the knight. If they check on... Okay, so here's an idea. They're going to play knight f3 check, king g2, let's say. Knight e5. Now the problem is that if I take on e5, he takes on d1. Yeah, but on knight e5, I do have rook b3. So, I'm not sure about that. Ooh. This I did not see. But this doesn't work. This is clever, or would be clever if it works. I take on e1. If he takes on d3, I take on e8 with check. I'm up a rook. If I take on e1 and he takes with the rook, I take with a knight, and I'm up a knight. Thanks for the knight. Good night. And good night. Okay. Like I said, they would have been better off disconnecting. Okay. That was clever. It was a clever idea, I have to say. But going to e5 would have been the same thing, but much more effective. Okay, because now you're down a piece and a pawn. Which is, I think, the situation they were in earlier. No, they were down a piece for 2 pawns. Now they're down a piece and a pawn. And another pawn here. Okay. My king looks good. My b-pawn looks good. My rook looks good. Everything looks good. Alright, love, this one's in the bag now. It's just a matter of time. As they would say, the rest is a matter of technique. And that's when you lose. No, I'm just kidding. When you think that you have it in the bag. Right. Okay. Play here. His rook's not threatening anything on that square. I'm threatening a5. Yeah, so I'm still threatening a4 here. If we play rook b3, I'm just going to take it, play knight d4, take on b3, and I'm going to take all your stuff. Is that the most efficient way? No. The most efficient win, I think, would be knight d4 here. Gives me a passed pawn. Be funny here is if he plays a3 and I push b3, I could still stop his pawn. Nah, that would be stupid. Try and do that. Let's see, how is that king going to try and come in? Alright, let's bring our king up. We don't want to allow his king to do anything funny here. Try and block his king out, run our pawn all the way. King d7. Oh, he's not doing that. Huh. Would have thought to prevent me from getting to c6. Would have been a good idea, I think. So now I could almost shepherd the pawn the whole way. Almost. Yeah, I'm going to push as far as I can and then play knight c6. Yep. This pawn's never going anywhere. This pawn's over here. It's not a majority. It's never going to do anything. Okay. So he's saying that I can't push it. No, I'm saying you might be right, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to take everything else. I'm going to say you can never take my knight, so this is dead easy. If he ever tries to take the knight, this pawn runs. He can never take the knight and get in time to promote his own pawn. Alright, I'll take it, no problem. Now I think my opponent is just giving away the house, and they just gave away the game by resigning. But I mean, really, there's nothing that black can do here. Black tries to come in this way, so I'm going to take stuff, why not? Come in here, threatening the knight. There's no threat, because if he takes the knight, he can't catch the pawn. No way you can catch it now. And black loses. Okay. Oh, it's a good game. Let's take a step back and take a look at it actually going backwards here. I'm going to decline the rematch. Don't have that kind of time. Okay. So this here clearly was a losing move. Knight e5 looked more interesting. And then I think I would have had to play something like rook b3. I think here a5, a4 is a little too slow. I don't know if there's a way you can pile up on this guy any more effectively than you already are. And the problem is, if you try and double on this file, say this way, now I have f4. And your knight's not going to be able to continue to attack me here. So, again, if you trade, let's say how would I take? Take here, I guess. Okay, maybe because of f4 it's enough of a weakness that black gets to do this and take here. But now I have this here, the rook is passive, and okay, this is probably a draw, but at least I'm not in danger of losing. And there might be something better here than f4. Yeah, but still, maybe king f1 was the better move. Oh no, because then I lose h2. Okay, so king g2 was good. This was a little risky, taking e5. I probably should have gone for the simple move here. Again, winning a pawn. Could attack me here. But now you run into this problem of that same tactic from before. So if you take here, now I have check and take, and this guy's hanging, and this guy's great. And actually kind of cool here if you try and defend. I take it anyway, and I liquidate into a one ending. Okay, so let's go back a little further. Going back in time. Time, after all, is not linear. Or is it? I don't know. And yeah, back here, this was stupid. Okay, taking there is fine. b4. And I'm up a piece for 2 pawns. I think it's a good position. Again, as I was saying earlier, rook comes here to attack the pawn, defend it, undermine the pawn, push it, push the knight, and I go here. Otherwise, I'm taking on this square, so let's say you push, I go here, threatening the rook. Actually, that would not be a good move. because then black gets to play a tactic similar to... Oh, this actually is a bit of a trap. This is not the same tactic as before because I have knight check here. Also, I could take here with the... No, I wouldn't take it with the knight because then you take on c6. So yeah, I would play knight check, move over, take here. That'd be great for me. So you can't take that. So maybe you try and play something like this instead, but still I'm always going to get that square. So unless you play... Nah, there's nothing you can do to prevent knight e5 in this case. So maybe you wouldn't want to push, but then can you defend this adequately? You take, you have to give up the exchange at the very least. Yeah, this is great for me. Yeah, so mistake giving up my piece for the pawn there. Mistake from this was good. I think I really had a nice opening here. Mistake here maybe by giving up the bishop so easily, but if the bishop drops back, I simply take here, take. Maybe you come back. If you come back this way, I have queen takes, which looks good. Or at the very least, this first. Oh no, then you take the bishop. But yeah, queen takes also looks good. If you, well, I don't know what else you do. King e7, I suppose, but play this. Yeah, I mean, come on, just take the bishop, and I could even take the pawn here, threaten a big fork. So this is really nice. This is just a very pleasant position. White is up an exchange and a pawn. So very nice stuff. Yeah, this idea of the d5 push, really to open the position when black has not yet castled, really worked out well, I think. And this is the thing, black just never developed. They tried to, but h6, why? It's so slow. e6 first, right? Then if I play this, you play knight f6. You're really worried about bishop g5. And you get to develop, right? Castle, castle. This is much better for black than they were in the game. At least they got their king to safety here. Alright, great. Well, thanks for watching.